All right, so you have quite a story. Now that I know the full details of it, it's like, this is incredible. All right, tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 18 years young.
She is the youngest participant here at the Fred Dodson Reality Creation Seminar 2022, and has probably a story that would beat all of us combined. I mean, this is an incredible story of a journey that has lived a full lifetime by 18. Can you tell me again what life was like for you at the ripe old age of 10?
Yeah. So every morning, I didn't tell you this part, but every morning, wow, I forgot this almost until now. I would drive to school and we would sit out front, and I would cry every morning because I didn't want to take my medicine. I know I'm not speaking very clearly.
You're fine. You are fine.
Yeah, I would cry. I would cry every single morning because I didn't want to take that medicine.
What medicine?
For my ADHD.
And depression. And you said it was
at that point, I started off on ADHD medicine.
Yeah.
And, you know, things go on from there, especially when you're messing with your body chemistry. Mm-hmm. You know, things move around.
It's called the cocktail in medicine. Mm-hmm. It is. In psychiatry, it's called the cocktail. People know it well. You get on one, and then you have to take another one to offset the side effects of that one, and then you've got 2 side effects, so you have to take a third to offset that. Now you've got 4 side effects.
Yeah.
And by the time you're on about 8 or 10 pills, how many were you taking in all?
Well, I had, you know, my ADD medicine that I'm supposed to take if the first one isn't working, the depression medicine, and the booster for the depression medicine, because I'm maxed out.
There you go.
And so that was my little thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to you're fine. Just do your thing. You're fine.
And so, yeah, I would go to school every morning, and I would just sit and cry. I think I started taking medication around 3rd, 4th, definitely 5th grade. And it was embarrassing, too, because other people would see me cry before school. Mm-hmm. They're like, why are you crying every day?
And then you said you were in a treatment facility.
Yeah. When I was 15, I went to a place in Oklahoma called Cedar Ridge. It's inpatient, and you kind of stay there until you're well enough to leave.
How long were you there?
I wasn't there too long, maybe about a week. And as soon as you get in there, it's like, oh no, what have I done to get here, you know? Like I was saying, the energy in there, and just, I'm one of the lucky ones, because some of the people in there, they had it tough from the beginning. I mean, stuff I could never dream of going through. And it gives you really good perspective, because those are children.
Yeah, exactly. So you're 18 now. You found that there was another way to approach life through T. Harv Eker seminar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, if anybody's been to those, it's kind of a unique experience. There's a lot of emotion, right? A lot of excitement, if you will. A lot of pump you up. And then, how did that transition to being in a Fred Dodson seminar in Orlando when you're 18?
Man, a lot of stuff in between, really. So you get interested in this, and you want to hear what everybody says. And that doesn't always take you to the best places. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I accidentally joined a cult for a little bit. I didn't know it was a cult until I realized it was a cult, and I'm not in too deep, you know. It's called the Metaphysical School, if you've ever heard of anything like it. And yeah, so I just do things that are, interesting to me, and just, I don't know, broadening my horizons with what is in alignment with me. Especially because, like I said, not everybody out there knows exactly what they're doing. You have to be discerning within this space. I guess within any religious
Really do. Yeah. How did you find Fred?
So my dad actually recommended the Levels of Energy book. You have to read this book. It's an amazing book. You'll just love it. I was like, okay, finally I'm starting to read this book. I read it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is a really good book. And then I found out that he's a nut, and that I just love that his other books, like the Extraterrestrial Linguistics, I loved that book. And I couldn't get enough of it. I'm like reading the Pleiades book, and I started the Antarctica one, and so I'm stalking this guy, and I end up on his Telegram, and he's having a seminar. Okay, we're going.
Oh my goodness. So you brought your parents.
Well, I told my dad about the seminar. I thought I would have to convince him to come along. I thought I might have to come alone. And he was all in from the jump.
That is so amazing. All right, you're off the pills.
Yeah.
You're living consciously. You're responsible for yourself. You're creating your own reality. What made all that shift in such a short period of time?
Evaluation. Being aware of what you're doing, and being aware of what's going on around you. If you hang out with people and bad stuff keeps happening, that's what it was like for me. Like, bad things just keep happening. You just can't do it after a while. People come to my house, they steal from me. I go out, I get my phone stolen because I'm hanging around these type of people. It's just stuff like that over and over again. It gets sick because I've never been in this space where I need to steal or anything like that. And so just hanging out with people where bad things just kind of come into the area, it gets old quick. And so you kind of just need to be like, okay, well, why does this keep happening? It's for anything, not even just, being stolen from. Why do I keep, I don't know, getting this result? Why do I keep ending up here? This has happened twice. That's odd, isn't it? You gotta just have to keep an eye out.
So I could see where levels of energy made a big difference.
Yeah.
Because you're reading a book that shows you if you stay down here, you're going to consistently get that.
Yeah.
And if you live up here, you're going to consistently draw that.
The way that levels of energy really changed my life was how I view other people and the spaces. And it really gave me a compassion for people, because sometimes it's frustrating. Like at my job, we deal with a lot of reactive people. And it's like these people call and ask literally the stupidest questions. But it's so easy to be like, I don't know, just screaming at someone or hanging up the phone. But it's just where people are at. And if you don't have the awareness of, people are at different spaces, and this is why, and this is how you get out, you lose that compassion. So with the levels of energy, it was really like, wow. And just like he has in the book with how to talk to people. You don't want to, I don't know, it's okay for an apathetic person to get angry. You don't want to push their anger down. And stuff like that, how to more easily communicate with people. You don't want to talk intuitively to a willful person, and vice versa.
Wow, you've really got this down.
I try.
Are you seeing it? Are you finding it to be true in your own life?
Yes. I don't necessarily go into a room and read the energy or anything, but I do pay attention to what the results are that
Exactly.
of the spaces, and who's showing up to this seminar. That's a big thing.
So what have you seen here? What have you learned over the last 3 days?
A lot. My favorite thing has been the hand healing, and I think it's incredible that we all are built within us a healing modality, and it's so simple. It's so simple, and that's just so incredible that such a simple thing can make a huge difference in someone's life.
Wow.
And when we were doing that healing, I can feel the heat come through my body. When they did it on me, I could literally smell smells from my past. I could feel so hot, like I could genuinely feel the energy coming through me and entering them. And it was incredible.
So a lot of people are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. When you look at this room, and as you said, future self, you're seeing a lot of future selves out here. What do you see for you?
I see a lot of freedom. I mean, some of the people here are from across the country. I mean, that is so incredible that they have the freedom to just, go across the country because they want to. And the whole thing around reality creation, that is so freeing to me. Why be a slave to your job or something when we can just create what's meant for us? And it's honoring. Like, I feel so honored to be around these people because they're light years ahead of me too. I mean, they know what they're doing in each separate aspect. And each person here is just so unique. They have their own unique spark, and it's incredible to be around.
Been a good group, hasn't it?
It's an amazing group.
So one of the things that I've learned from Fred is when you go through an experience like that at your age, and you are, in essence, given this change, that it's to help others as well. You've got a special purpose.
Yeah, I feel blessed within that, and I do feel like I have the opportunity to be somewhat of a voice to someone, at least one.
You sure will. You'll have a lifetime of it. And to be able to create your own reality. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, you get this and you can live, as you said, so well. You can live freely. Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What an incredible story.